They told me in the hospital if I had been lying any longer than the 7 hours, there would have been no Ciara and my baby wouldn't have been there either. My name is Ciara. I live outside Enniskillen and I was 32 years of age when I took my stroke at 36 and a half weeks pregnant. It'll be 9 years this year from when I took my stroke on the 29th of October 2015. My son James then was born on the 30th of October. They took the clot out of my brain and delivered James at the one time. That was the one operation. This morning I got up, I had my breakfast, go to the shower. Got out of the shower, I was about to dry my hair. I thought, God, I don't feel well here. I'll go and lie on top of the bed. But I didn't get to the bed. I fell between the bed and the locker and couldn't get up. Tried to get up, couldn't. My mobile phone was on top of the bed. It was ringing. Couldn't do anything about it. I could hear the men outside at the farm. We live on a farm. The tractors. I couldn't do anything. Nobody heard me. And I lay there and I lay there and I was in and out of unconsciousness with being sick as well. And it was at 12 o'clock. At 7 o'clock that night, I heard the key in the door and John came quickly into the bedroom and found me lying there in an awful state. And he rang 999 and I was straight up to the local hospital. And it was just in turmoil from there. They told me in the hospital if I had been lying any longer than the 7 hours, there would have been no Ciara and my baby wouldn't have been there either. I remember hearing them saying this girl is to go to the Royal. And I said to John, I'm really sick. And he said, why? And I said, because anyone that has to go to the Royal is not well. And he just looked at me and he said, we'll get through it. And that was the last thing I remember then, because when I got up to the Royal, they put me in a induced coma. And they took the clot out of the brain and delivered James at the one time in surgery the next day. They put me to sleep then. And I didn't wake up for 10 days after that. So I didn't know that there was a baby born. And the nurse came in on the 10th of November and said, good morning, do you know what day it is? And I said, no. And she says, it's the 10th of November. And I said, that's my husband's birthday. And she says, yeah, well done for remembering. And I started to point to my tummy. And she says, yes, you have a baby boy. Thankfully, then I got back to my local Southwest Acute Hospital for 3 months to really bond with baby. And James was in a couple of times a day, maybe 3 times a day. We were part of the furniture in there. And he used to come to physio because I used to cry at physio all the time, didn't want to do it. So John had to walk James down the corridor. And that was me, right here, you have to walk after your baby. So I had to do it. For him, I had to keep going for James, and he was the one that kept me going in them hard days of trying to walk again. And I got the awful news then that I had to go to Rabu, to Musgrave Park, for further rehab. John and James then came up every day to Rabu to see me as well. That was the promise. I remember saying to John, I can't go here, I can't go. And he said, you have to go. And if you go up there, we'll come up every day to see you. And they did. And that was the only thing that kept me going. And then I finally got home 6 months after. Northern Ireland Chest, Heart and Stroke gave me the gift of hope. I attended the prep course when I got home out of Rabu. It was a 12-week course, physio course. You know, I had the crack with the other members and say, oh, I can't do it, I can't do it. Of course you can do it. We all encouraged each other. I think there's 2 options in life when you have a disability. You get up and go and get on with it, or you lie in the corner and feel sorry for yourself. Nobody in this life is going to do the work for you. You have to do it yourself. You have to have the fight and you need to help yourself. But you will get there. Keep fighting. Thick wit's a great thing. Determination. But it never was going to beat me. I wouldn't let it beat me.